think like a lady and a lady to think like a man, and a lot of ladies like that. But to me is you can't keep a relationship going if the two of you don't know each other. You got men who stay friends for their whole life. Why is that? How come you don't have a lady that you can be friends with for your whole life? Because you're two different species. You see what I'm saying? But if that lady was like a man, or if that man was like a lady, or if the both of you knew each other, and if you were just alike, then you could stay friends forever. So I just think that could be just the creation of life. But I never knew why God created life to be that way. Maybe they just, the God has his own purpose, or they have their own purpose or whatnot, who the God to when he created this place. I don't know, but.
Okay, I had another question. Being that there's probably a shortage, there is a shortage of men over women, because you got a lot of men probably on addiction. You got men that's incarcerated. So there's less men out here than women. Do you feel like women, they're kind of like willing to accept someone that's already in a relationship and be the women on the side? Or you feel like, why do you feel they get to that point? Whereas is the fact that they're lonely, that they're willing to accept just anybody, or because that's something that's really going on.
Where men has a lady on the side, you mean?
The women is the lady, yeah.
Well, that's the 80-20 thing that's going around, which they say the 80-20 rule. You got the lady that you're married to, which is 80%, then the other 20% is a lady on the side. I never feel in any relationship you can get that full 100 because, again, men and women are two different species. So you might find 20% elsewhere and then 80% with your wife, because she can't seem to give you that full 100. Then again, you're not giving her the full 100, because she's still missing that 20 as well. So, I just feel like that could have been maybe a mistake with the creation of life, because I don't blame it on the man, because I understand that a man, wants it to be 100%. But as a lady can't give you 100. You can never get really 100 in any relationship. There's always going to be a percentage that you're not going to have, 5%, 10%. So the question is how do you deal with that extra percentage that you can't seem to get? And some men would go out and get another woman to deal with it. Some men would try other things. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew why it was that way. I think that could have been just something to do with the creation of life. But I do know what's going on with it, and that would be a question I would have for God, is what's going on with 80-20, because every man is saying they're missing 20%. Most men.
No, I think you got the question. What I said is, why are women accepting the fact of being the women on the side instead of wanting to be the main women? Some women, they know you have are in a relationship, but they just want that person to give them some attention, to spend just a little time with them. They don't really want to be the main women. They just want some of your time. They don't want all your time. They want some of your time.
Well, you have to give the man the opportunity to be able to have at least some friends in his life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because I don't believe that a friendship with a male really works much either. Because if the 80 isn't coming through, then you're going to call 20. That's every man's ego. I don't know how to answer that question, because only a man knows himself in those areas. If I had
keep on blaming the men. I'm not saying the men. I'm saying why do women willing to accept that role in today's society of being?
Because they can't give you that full 100. I never said that the lady was perfect at all. The lady can't give you a full 100. I would never be able to give a man full 100. I tell them all the time. If I'm dating a man, I tell him I can't give you a full 100. Now, I can maybe come through and give you about 85 at the most, but I never will give you that extra 15%. So I don't know how you're going to deal with that extra 15, but I can't give you that. Now, that's why a lot of ladies open that extra door, because obviously they need an extra 15%. I don't know why women accept these men to disrespect them in that extra 15%, because I wouldn't tolerate disrespect in the extra 15%. I would say find another route to get that extra 15%, because I can't give you that. So what other route can we do, or what other route can we include into this relationship to make this work for you to get that extra 15%? And some women just, they're willing to let that extra 15 or 20%, go with another woman or some other route, but I don't know why. they allowed that, because I wouldn't allow that.
Well, it's not allowing it. It's the fact that I'm not saying the women that's the 80. I'm saying the women that's the 20 that's willing to accept that role. Why in today's society we have women that's willing to accept that role where I don't want you to be around me all the time. I just want some of your time.
Well, they probably don't want to be bothered like that, because I don't want to be bothered like that. We want our free time. 20% is really about all some of us are going to give, because we don't want to be bothered. We have a life too. We don't want to be bothered much.
Oh,
so that's
no.
what's going on at this point is we're getting more like men, where we want to be free. We don't want to be stuck with no kids at the house, and you got to sit there and take care of them. And to both of you take care of them, but it's just that position as husband and wife is hard, to take care of a family. It's just, at this point, people are more free. They want to be more free. They want to enjoy more life as far as having girlfriends and, as ladies have girlfriends and different things that ladies wants to do. Don't want to be on a leash or lockdown. So at this point, I don't have interest in leash much. I don't have an interest in leash at all. If I feel like I'm on a leash, I'm not going to stick with a man, because I don't like leash. I don't like lockdown.
So you're saying men locking women down in today's society?
Some of them do, yeah. But men always had that issue, jealous. I don't want no other man to touch his lady but me. This is my, lady. This is my, which is the typical thing. Of course, you're supposed to be that way. But a lot of ladies don't have an interest in being harassed in those areas much, because it's like, okay, they know the role, they know their part. But some women just don't want to be bothered. It's at the point where they don't want to be bothered. You want to sometimes go home and lay in the bed alone. You don't want to be bothered with no man in the bed all the time. Because some nights you don't want to be bothered with that stuff. Some nights you don't want to give that area. That's why I prefer my own place, which is what I have. I tell the man that I'm dating, stay in your own place. When I'm ready to see you, then maybe we can hook it up or we can figure out what we need to do. But I don't want to come home to you all the time, because I want my own bed sometimes. Sometimes you just don't want to be bothered.
So marriage is not in your near future?
No, I don't have an interest in leash. And a lot of women who's doing the 20% don't either. That's why they're 20% with a man.
Okay, but that's honest.
And I don't know how that's working for them, because I've tried 20% with a man and they'd be wanting to take it to another level, and and it's like, I don't want to be bothered. That's why I'm here 10-20% for you, But I am with you, but I just don't want to be bothered, so but that's another topic within itself, because I'm not it's a slut or anything like that, or a whore. And I don't consider those women to be that either. It's just letting them know as a man that I don't want to be bothered like that. 20% about all you're going to get, which means let's go out and have some tea. Let's go out and, let's go to the movies, or let's go to dinner, or maybe we can take a trip to, to Paris or somewhere, for a weekend or for a week. That's really all they want at this point. Some women, it's 20%. They just want to be with you, but they don't want to be bothered. We're not interested in leash much. But some women are.
Shouldn't this be put out at the beginning? When I meet you, shouldn't you come out and tell me? They should
tell you that in the beginning, because when I'm dating a man, I tell him in the beginning I don't have time for it. That's what happened with me and the last man I dated. And I told him I don't want to be bothered like that. And then I get home to my place and he calls, well, I know you're in your bed right now. How come you didn't call me as soon as you got in the house and got into the bed? Because I didn't want to be bothered. I told you I'd be home in 5 minutes, but I told you I'd be home in 5 minutes, but you didn't call me when you got in the bed. So it was just nothing but.
But that's a form of common courtesy for him to check on you to see.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But you know that I got in the that I got home.
How do you know that? You may have gotten, something may have happened to you out there. Some guys they've been taught to check and make sure you get home all right. Now, oh yes, I'm all right. Now
and that's true. It's a courteous call.
Yeah.
But it could have been my fault for that. But this man was just really trying to put me on a leash. That wasn't the only incident. It was other stuff. It was like, goodness. He's really trying to find out, what's going on. Take my cell phone, looking in the phone to see who's calling me. I don't have time for that stuff. What man are you talking to outside of me? Who else, are you talking to? What's going on with these girlfriends that you hang out with? It was just nothing but a leash, and I don't have interest in leash. And some women don't. That's why they offer 20%. But I do feel they should prompt the man that when they're dating them.
Okay, so they're So you have that some women who wants to be in a relationship, some people don't want to be in a relationship, some want to be on a lease, some don't want to be on a lease. I mean, it's kind of confusing there. I mean,
well, it's just, you know what, life is confusing. You sometimes wonder what's going on with life. When you look at life, it's what is going on with life, you know. Life could be confusing, but you just have to make the best out of it. Well, that's what I'm here for, is inspiration, motivation.
Oh, okay,
We all need some healing in our lives, so.
Yeah, okay. If someone wanted to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you about your motivational calendar?
I just visit KameciaTutt.com, which is KameciaTutt.com.
All right, thank you, Ms. Tutt,
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
coming on the show, and hopefully you come back.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show. You be encouraged.